I'm Jamie Partridge, and I'm a chief petitioner on the ballot initiative to raise the minimum wage to $15 here in Oregon. The Fight for 15 got started 3 years ago with fast food workers in New York City going on strike for $15 in a union. The movement has swept the country, and now Seattle, San Francisco, Los Angeles, and those same fast food workers in New York State all are on their way to a $15 minimum wage. Here in Oregon this past summer, 24,000 home care workers won $15. So why $15?
A $15 minimum wage would stimulate Oregon's economy because it would put money into the pockets of people who will spend it. That's how you measure a stimulus, is how much of any increase in money gets spent, and gets spent almost immediately.
I knew from a long time ago that I wanted to open my own pizzeria because I love pizza, but also having worked in the food industry for many years and working low-wage jobs, I knew from the beginning that if I wasn't going to be able to pay $15 an hour to everyone that I employed, it wasn't a worthwhile business venture.
Well, the best studies show that prices would not really increase that much with a higher minimum wage. Lower wage workers do not constitute that big a proportion of operating costs. Less than 1% was what they said in Los Angeles. So that's just not that much. And even in the industries that employ more low-wage workers, you see lower costs from other sources because you quit having so much labor turnover. People save on recruiting and training. You see higher productivity as soon as you raise wages. And so costs go down in balance. And in the end, you have more economic growth or gains than you do losses.
As a single parent of 18 plus years and being a low-wage worker, it is a struggle. And one of the things that makes it even more of a struggle is because of the way that the mainstream media and a lot of people who say they're for working class people talk about and marginalize working class moms. It's hard enough to try and raise your kids. I was balancing school and going to work and raising my daughter. And so just to be able to pay for the bare necessities, $15 an hour would be wonderful.
A rising tide lifts all boats, and as soon as you have $15 an hour, we can all bargain higher wages. As long as you can keep people below $15 an hour, you can drive all other wages down to that. People who would say, or McDonald's would say, that they can't pay somebody $15 an hour, then why do they post billions of dollars a quarter in profits? Obviously, flipping a burger is worth $15 an hour. They just don't want to share the wealth with the people that do a vast majority of the work and make a majority of that money for the very small percentage of people that keep it. There's no such thing as menial work. There's only menial wages. Labor creates all wealth, and the people that labor should share in that wealth.
A low living wage has been connected to the oppression and the systemic racism here in Oregon because we're a state that's founded and still regulated under approved state-sanctioned discrimination. And what happens when you have state-sanctioned discrimination and you have community members that are considered a minor priority, that discrimination in an economic system becomes a part of the oppressive instrument. With the 15 Now movement being supported by so many unions and union workers and people in the labor industry, for Don't Shoot Portland and Black Lives Matter, it gives us access to a resource that we otherwise would not have.
For too long, the American people and agricultural interests have made money on the backs of farm workers, and it's about time that they share the wealth. Farm workers are not getting a fair deal. We still currently make, on the average, minimum wage or less. We've witnessed a growth in the agriculture industry and the nursery industry, yet farm workers are not benefiting from that. If you treat your workers with respect and dignity, if you stabilize the workforce, you pay them a good wage, they're going to produce.
To win 15, we need your help. As you can see, low-wage workers, union members, small business owners, community organizers all agree that Oregon needs $15. But corporate interests plan to counter us at every turn. We can't let them do that, not only for the 700,000 low-wage workers here in Oregon, but for Americans across the country who need 15 as well. Please donate and share this video on social media far and wide. United, we can win.